this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. In this video, I wanted to go through 3 mini band floor exercises that you can do for shoulder health. So the mini band is one of those little devices that I end up traveling with. It easily fits in my backpack, so I put it in my backpack with my loop tubing and skipping rope or jump rope, and it's something that I can travel with easily and go through my workouts and do a little bit in the hotel room, or if there's a nice area to kind of go through a quick workout, I can use that stuff to do that. When it comes to the mini band, it ends up being excellent when it comes to shoulder health. So the exercises I'm going to go through are great if you have an old shoulder injury and you want to do something to prevent that shoulder injury from coming back. Or they're also great exercises to do if you're kind of rehabilitating from a shoulder injury. You're just going to have to find what level you can do when it comes to intensity, how many reps and sets that you can do. Okay, enough of me talking. Getting to the 3 exercises, I'll get Donnelly to demonstrate them. The first one ends up being a hand shuffle. So we get into that 4-point position. So knees are underneath the hips, hands are underneath the shoulders, and we're in good alignment with the rest of the body, tightening in that abdominal area because we don't want the pelvis to tilt forward or back. The tubing is unloaded, then we load up the tubing, and then we're ending up going to shuffling the hands to one side. Yep. And I usually say going, 2 shuffles to one direction and then coming back to the start and then to the other direction. We're really trying to focus on the shoulder blade area, doing the work. Excellent. So now I'll just get Donnelly to kind of change her position and kind of move this way. So we're in that 4-point position, knees underneath the hips, offloading the tubing, loading the tubing, and now she's just shuffling and really trying to have that shoulder blade area doing the work and tight through that core as well. Perfect, and relaxing. So that ends up being the first one. The second one ends up being hands out front. So going from the front, same thing, getting into that 4-point position, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, getting that body in good alignment, tighten that abdominal area, preventing that pelvis from moving. The tubing's offloaded, loading up that tubing. Now we're about shoulder width apart, and then you're going to bring that hand out front, and it's not going to be very far and back. It might be 10 to 20 degrees forward. Good. And you're really trying to focus on that shoulder blade area doing the exercises and not having your upper traps do all the work. Good. One more on the other side. Perfect. And then just moving to the switching positions, and we'll get people to take a look at things from the side. So same thing, in that 4-point position, offloading that tubing, loading it up, hands underneath the shoulders, and then just reaching forward, good, and back, and trying to have that shoulder blade do that movement, good, and trying not to have the upper traps do all the work. They're going to help, but we don't want them to do all the work. Good, perfect. And then the third one ends up being a push-up. And with the push-up, you can go from knees or toes. It doesn't really, going from toes adds more intensity, makes it more difficult, but you can start off from the knees in order to get the right idea on how to do the exercise. So same position, so moving from that 4-point to the knees, hands are straight, yep, offloading the tubing, loading the tubing, and then going into that push-up movement. And with the push-up, the elbows tend to be quite close to the body with this one, but you're really working with those shoulder blade muscles to have them work hard to kind of separate that tubing and activating those lats or the muscles on the side. Perfect. Okay, excellent. And then we'll kind of demonstrate it from the side. I'll get you to do 1 repetition. So going in that 4-point, going into that push-ups from the knees, offloading, loading, going to that push-up, and then straightening out. Good, perfect. Perfect. And really trying to have those shoulder blade muscles do the work and really trying to activate those lats to do the work, the large muscles on the side. Perfect. So there you go. Give those 3 exercises a go. Mini bands, a small effective piece of equipment that you can end up getting that'll end up really giving you some challenging exercises for your shoulder. And when it comes to reps and set schemes, at the start, go light, make sure you end up having the movement correct and you're doing the exercise right. Then you can end up progressing to about 5 repetitions. So, 2 on each side or 3 on each side to end up starting with. They're quite challenging to go through. And I would just end up going through things once because we're really targeting those scapular muscles, so they're stabilizing muscles around the shoulder blade, and we don't want to over fatigue them because then they're not going to work properly throughout the day and help stabilize the shoulder joint and prevent that shoulder from being re-injured or have an injury worse later on in the day. So there you go. This is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance to have an article, video, or an interview that'll help you overcome injury or pain. Secondly, head up above, hit subscribe. What that'll do is you'll end up getting a YouTube video like this every couple days where I talk about tips and tricks on overcoming and preventing injury or pain. Thirdly, head down below, hit like, and leave me a question or comment. So this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com saying take care and bye-bye.